begun. The Clone War has.
Or rather, begun the gaming wars has. Many of you have been staring at this intro for months, as we went over the entire history of the home console industry, going as far back as the first battle between Magnavox and Atari. Now it's time to see how Microsoft will try to dominate the 8th generation console wars. First, design. Unlike the PS4 keynote announcement, the star of the Microsoft keynote was the console. Slightly bigger than the Xbox 360, the new rectangular design seems to be more function over form. With the dark legacy of the Xbox 360 overheating problems plaguing Microsoft's early hardware design, they didn't take any chances this time around. The top of the console is split, with the right-hand side completely vented above the processor, and the multiple power states of the processor should keep the heat and the noise low when you're just streaming movies. But more on the processor later. There were tons of rumors about the next Xbox possibly requiring an always-on internet connection. It turns out Microsoft made it an option, but not a requirement. If game makers want, they can offload some of their features to Microsoft servers, like achievements and expanding multiplayer hosting up to 128 gamers. And with 300,000 servers planned, today Xbox Live runs on 15,000 servers, the Azure computing platform may be too good for game developers to ignore. So down the line, some developers may test the waters and offload core game mechanics to Microsoft servers, effectually requiring an internet connection for those games. As far as actually playing games, all discs are installed to the hard drive before playing. If the same disc is used on a different Xbox account, this person could choose to pay a fee to keep the game on their hard drive. But I'm betting you could still play the game as long as the disc is physically in the console. With more information coming from E3 next month, I'll post updates explaining how Microsoft and Sony intend to deal with the used games market. But now let's go over hardware. Microsoft said the Xbox One delivers 8 times better graphical performance than the 360, which makes sense since it has 8 times more memory. It has a 500GB hard drive, Blu-ray optical drive, Wi-Fi Direct so you can mirror your mobile devices to the TV, USB 3.0, and a custom 8-core 40nm AMD APU. This system on a chip contains the CPU, GPU, memory, and other processors all in one nice little package. And while we started to go over that in previous Chip Wars episodes, I'll make sure to follow up with an episode specifically for the Xbox. But the Kinect is the star of the show since it enables the magic that makes the Xbox One stand out. Rather than just being an optional accessory, it has become the user input device of choice for Microsoft. The 1080p camera enlarges the sensor's field of vision by 60%. The more sensitive optics can measure the pigmentation in your face and infrared lighting to estimate your pulse rate. And the power button has been replaced by your voice. Hopefully it sounds better than mine. I'll try to post a keynote review so we can see firsthand how responsive the Xbox One appeared when handling all different kinds of tasks. The killer app is how the Xbox One can take control of your entire home theater setup. You can simply pass through your TV content by plugging the HDMI cable into the Xbox, which then sends the signal to the TV. This way you can watch TV within the Xbox UI, and an IR blaster can take control of all your other boxes. There were some slick demos showing off how easy it is to change channels, browse programming, and even handle true multitasking if you can't decide what to do. The second screen experience could now be unified on one big screen. Microsoft is hoping the Xbox One will help it build a strong media platform in the living room. While the PS4 was clearly aimed at gamers, the Xbox One has a little something that might appeal to everyone in the living room, and perhaps even replace the cable box and remote control. For the movie buff, it can control the TV, stream movies through Netflix and HBO Go, or play Blu-ray movies. For the sports fan, NFL is working with Microsoft to bring together fantasy leagues and live sports onto one screen. For sci-fi geeks like me, even the legendary Steven Spielberg is blessing an exclusive Halo-inspired television series. And for Call of Duty fans, Activision is launching downloadable content exclusively with Microsoft. Every great leap in technology requires some break from the past. Apple did it with iOS, Google is doing it with Android and Chrome, and now Microsoft is doing that with the Xbox One. Xbox Live VP Mark Whitten confirmed that because of the different core architectures, see Chip Wars 14, Microsoft is breaking backwards compatibility with games designed for the previous generation PowerPC platform. This includes not only Xbox 360 discs, but also Xbox Live Arcade titles. This shouldn't really be surprising since the AMD processor is built on the incompatible x86 architecture. The only only way either Sony or Microsoft could maintain backwards compatibility would be if they included both chip architectures, emulated older titles, or offered compatible binaries. But all these options would raise the cost of development, and the last thing either of them needs is an expensive console. This is preliminary information, so please like and subscribe if you want me to stay up to date with the latest. With all these great devices coming out, I'm gonna have to start saving my money soon. I just really hope Microsoft or Sony don't break my bank account. And let me thank all the new subscribers over the past 24 hours. I've been sick, so I apologize if some of this was a little hard to hear. If you'd like to see how past console wars have turned out, subscribe and check out the Gaming War series on the channel. I should probably go rest now. I just couldn't wait to get this video out, because now the 8th generation gaming wars have begun.